and take all the points home that they can, or maybe take them into a day 2. So this is where the culmination of this entire day really comes down to it. And I am so excited, Kyle, to get into this match.
Yeah, that's right. We have 2 great players here. Luis Pozzacchio going to be playing the Lugia V-Star Archeops, and Magnus Pedersen, who has been an absolute phenom in the senior division, is aged up, of course. He's been here a little while now. He's been a fantastic player in the Masters division as well, with a lot of great finishes, but looking to have one huge one here in Oceania with that Mew VMAX list.
So looking at the deck list, I don't know if you got a chance to check them out yet, Kyle. Are they more just traditional lists on both ends of the players, or is there anything spicy in there?
No, there's some spice.
Oh,
we'll see if the prize cards ruin it for us.
Okay.
But Magnus is definitely bringing a friend that we've seen many times on the regional platform. It's featuring that Aerodactyl V-Star in the Mew VMAX list.
Here we go. Hey, I mean, we've seen it play out.
I'm sorry, double Luminion in the prize cards.
It was different arts too, I think.
Yeah.
I looked up for a second, and yeah, that is 2 fish in the prize cards there. That is definitely not what you want to see as the Lugia player, that's for sure.
That is terrible.
Oh,
I think we also saw a 1-1 Lugia line in there, thankfully playing the 3-3, so maybe that won't be as bad here.
We're not going to see any surprise Drapion though, right?
Yeah.
Not this time around, please.
That's right.
All right, so we are starting over here on Luis's side. With that Snorlax, that is the sleeping, I suppose in the art on the field here, eating Snorlax, but the one with the unfazed fat ability and that thumping snore, the one we've been talking about all day here, and joining the party is a full art Lugia V as well.
Yeah, it's a good one to see, as we've seen so many Pokemon in the prize cards already.
Yeah.
So nice to have some Pokemon in play, and just going to be a pass of the turn there, it looks like, to start things off, at least getting the Lugia down, but no cards into the discard pile early on. Always pretty unfortunate here.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and we'll see if Magnus can get set up. Now we are over on this side of the board here, starting off with a quick ball, discarding a boss's orders. Those are always nice to take note of, what resources are going down here. You know, we can only see so much as casters, so definitely making those mental notes for sure.
And we'll see what else Magnus has going on here in this opening turn. Fantastic to see the Mew V start here and get all that information of what is exactly prized. You do have that interesting choice, as we've seen so often with this deck. When you do go second and you are playing that 1-1 Aerodactyl V-Star, do you ever want to just go ahead and bench the Aerodactyl, hope that your opponent doesn't get down that summoning star from the Lugia V-Star, and maybe then you can shut it down? But a lot of players do decide usually to just forego it when they don't go first.
Yeah, that is definitely true, and it kind of becomes just a discard fodder card at that point.
Right.
But yeah, here we go. Genesects are joining the party now over on Magnus's side of the field. Here we have 2 out. I mean, we've seen this play out, I mean, at least a couple times here today. You're going to be seeing a lot of drawing from this deck. You're going to be seeing a lot. I mean, really, that's a majority of this deck. It's just drawing cards.
Yeah, it's one of the best things about TCGs, honestly, is drawing a lot of cards and having a lot of actions. And this deck always lets you do just that. Nice to see Magnus here with that sequencing. Going to go ahead and throw away the boss's orders, bring that right back with the PAL pad, thin the hand down a little bit, and maybe find access to some additional cards here now.
Yep, we are going to see a power tablet being played out of the hand. So it is active for the turn, but really just thinning the hand down as well. And we're going to go straight into this first Fusion Strike system off of that Genesect V on the bench. And we're going to see a Cramomatic for a Cramomatic. Didn't get to see the roll, it was off there, but going into the deck, so obviously that was a heads here.
Yeah, I think I can call that one for you. That looks like it's going to be some additional Pokemon, and that is exactly where Magnus wants to be now. Going to be able to draw plenty of cards with those Fusion Strike systems and put some pressure on. Of course, this isn't going to be one of those decks that gets the opening attack off. We're not going to see that Meloetta with the Alyssa Sparkle, as we've seen featured an unusual amount here on stream today. Instead, this is going to be that typical Mew VMAX list that we've been seeing so often.
Yep. Love it when a Cramomatic hits, though. I feel like we haven't been seeing that too often here today. But here we go. That big parasol, that double turbo coming down onto the UV. And we still have some more Fusion Strike systems to get through, Kyle. So we're going to see some more cards here on Magnus's side.
Yeah, I was listening earlier to Ross say there's the potential to draw 24 cards with this deck so often in a turn, and it's cool to see that this is a situation where you actually might draw the maximum cards, as every time Magnus is using this ability, he's drawing into so many extra cards.
Oh, yeah, that is for sure. Yeah, I don't know if Magnus has been playing the Mew VMAX or if this is just a deck jumped into maybe just the pick for this event personally, but yeah, seems pretty comfortable with the deck as far as now. That Ultra Ball discarding 2 cards, thinning out the hand here.
It looks like Magnus has been a big fan of Palkia and Delion.
Oh, yeah?
As the last 3 finishes at a special event, had a 3rd place, 14th at Warsaw Regionals, and at Stuttgart had the 4th place as well. So fantastic finishes, and decided to go ahead and move into the Mew territory now.
Yeah, I mean, Mew VMAX was also a thing back then too, but it was a very different iteration of the deck, that's for
right.
sure. But hey, sometimes a little change is nice, and Magnus is jumping into this Mew for this international championship.
Well, I always say the best way to tell if you had a good turn as a Mew player is if you got 10 cards into the discard pile. I think that
like
Magnus is going to do that this turn.
We are seeing that Rotom phone, so being able to take one of those cards off of the top 5 and put it at the top of the deck, which of course is quite nice when you just draw into the card off a Fusion Strike system.
Yeah, definitely. It's fantastic. It's
synergizes very well.
I mean, I'm wondering what Magnus really needs at this point. Honestly, he has a fantastic opener now. 4 Genesect V is going to be able to draw into everything. Has the energy on the Mew, the big parasol on there, and will likely just have a solid retreat into one of these Pokemon and relax. So, really strong start here. And I don't think we've even seen the supporter for the turn now, as Judge would be fantastic here when your opponent has no cards in the discard pile.
Yep, and that is exactly what we are going to see. So this hand is going to go down to 4 for both of our players, but that is just how this Mew VMAX deck has adapted. It plays that disruption, so even if you have a pretty decent start, that can be changed real quick. If you get hit with a Judge, you get hit with a Path, you get hit with something that is disrupting your strategy. That's really what this deck is kind of based around nowadays. So as long as you're getting your board set up, which is, you know, relatively decent to do with Mew, it's kind of easy sometimes here and there, but then, hey, let's throw in some disruption, too, for my opponent. Let's have a party.
Magnus hasn't even used the last Fusion Strike system, so this Judge isn't,
right?
isn't the
like,
end
wow.
of the turn either.
It almost, like, helps you in a way.
Right?
Let me make my hand smaller to be able to Fusion Strike system again for more cards.
It's like a Judgy Roxanne. This is fantastic.
Yeah, true. Very true. All right, so we do see another Battle VIP that, of course, doesn't matter at this point because we have a fully loaded board state here for Magnus, and we're going to see, of course, that free retreat that is on the Mew V into a Genesect, and we're over to Lewis's turn now.
Yep, Lewis is obviously in a predicament here. The hand has to be pretty great to start things off now. We do see that Archeops go to the discard pile, so you love to see that. And Quick Ball usually means that if you don't have a supporter, you definitely will have access to one, as Luminion is a great card. Oh, wait, there's 2 in the prize cards.
Yeah, oh, wait, never mind. Oh, bummer. And, I mean, Lewis is finding that out as well.
It's brutal. Can you imagine? You just get Judge down. You haven't been able to look through your deck besides a quick capture energy to start things off for a Lugia. And if this is your only way to get a supporter here and keep your hand rolling,
You're finding out your fate.
Brutal.
I guess the tables have turned here because usually it's our Mew VMAX player today that is on the lucky end of the stick here, but now it seems to be Lugia's turn, and unfortunately that's happening on a winning in here, but still, on paper, these decks usually really give us great battles, and I mean, there's plenty of people that are going to say, oh, this is an easy win with Lugia. Oh, it's an easy win with Mew VMAX, but really it comes down to these initial turns.
It's usually the whichever person pilots that deck the most. They just assume that the matchup's
I
favorable
know,
for
right?
them. So I can never really
I like the
trust what the
confidence,
players are saying.
Yeah. They're biased, okay? That is for sure.
Well, this is definitely tricky here, as we do see the Raikou as the Pokemon grabbed there from the Quick Ball capture energy. So plenty of Pokemon able to be grabbed here, the basic
Yeah,
Pokemon, and
another one.
I don't know if there's a supporter in this hand, and I'm getting worried now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty slim hand off of that judge, of course. So this is definitely daunting. I didn't get to see the hand either. And I believe that was just a fail of the capture energy as well.
Yeah, we're getting to a dangerous point now where if you
You don't want to bench
overplay
too
your
much.
bench, yeah, you're going to run into that Archeops issue. So just go ahead, grab that second Lugia so that if your opponent does get aggressive, target down one of those Lugia Vs, you don't automatically lose the game here.
Yep, very important indeed. But we are back over onto Magnus's side of the field now, evolving into that Mew VMAX that has the big parasol equipped already. Double turbos already slapped on there for some cross fusion strike action in the near future. And we still have quite the hand here for Magnus as well. I believe that was 2 cross switchers in there, Kyle.
I'll have to revisit that, as I don't know if we saw that just yet. I did see a couple Battle VIP pass.
There's a lot of different arts in
and
there,
yeah.
so sometimes it's confusing to
and
look
some
at.
power tablets.
Oh,
yeah.
no, oh, yeah, you're right.
So if a Lugia were to be the target this turn, this would be great.
Oh, no, those are power tabs.
Yes.
You're 100% correct.
This is definitely going to be awkwardly play out a lot of cards and hope that Genesect can give me a switching effect soon.
Yes, that is what we're about to see, and that is what we're going into here with that Ultra Ball. Of course, throwing that Aerodactyl V straight into that discard pile.
I love seeing Lewis over there. Wait a second, that's an Aerodactyl, right? All right, I got to remember that for game 2 and 3 potentially.
Sure, jot that down, that knowledge mentally real quick for sure.
Well, we do see that second Mew VMAX there. So once again, just another card that you can thin out, get that played down, and we see the hand now at 3. There, of course, is the option to use the Lost Vacuum if you want to. You could remove your own big Parasol and try to get some additional cards here, but maybe holding on to that resource for later on. You do have plenty more Genesects to go around.
Yeah. Plenty of cards to be drawn, that is for sure. That's
Well,
the beauty of this deck.
I found the best partner for that Battle VIP pass.
Oh, it is going to be a Tails this time, so Cramomatic will not be able to draw out a card from the deck, but it still is thinning lots of cards from your hand. That Quick Ball is going to do the same exact thing, so allowing Magnus to go back into the deck for a basic Pokemon, but of course it is just going to be a thinning and shuffle up there.
Yep, the hand back down to 2 now. We still have those other Genesects to work with, and the big key here is to at least find the switching effect, but if there is a way to also bring up that Lugia into the active spot, you have to think that is the end game here for Magnus.
Yeah, definitely. Take out some threats that you're seeing on the field for sure. Well, we do see that double turbo energy come down onto the active Genesect V, which will allow it to retreat, hard retreat, of course. So there is that now. Pretty much guaranteed. We see the quick balling away that Lost Vacuum. Look at that discard pile, Kyle.
Yeah, this is I guess if you're gonna have a good turn 1 with more than 10, getting 20 to 25 in there for turn 2 is also pretty great. Genesect number 4 is coming down now.
It's funny when I'm casting Mew VMAX, I feel like I just want to say, all right, is Mew doing Mew things?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
we'll see you guys in about 5 to 7 minutes. Here comes the Mew VMAX. And I don't know if we saw the rest of it. Oh, we do see the boss's orders.
Ooh,
so
here we
very
go.
nice here. Going to be able to take away that Lugia with the
Smooth.
energy as well. So even if a Read the Wind was potentially on the table, no longer is.
Smooth, very smooth, utilizing that cross fusion strike there, taking out that Lugia V for 2 prize cards over on Magnus's side. So not only 2 extremely explosive turns for Magnus, but yeah, just cleaning it up and taking some initial prize cards. Very nice.
Yeah, looking at the list here for Magnus, it's just the 2 bosses orders. There's none of those cross switchers that we typically see in some of the Mew decks. And the Forest Seal Stone is also a nice way to potentially find that boss's orders at the right time. So really just playing to use that Judge early on and then clean up some V Pokemon potentially, or important Pokemon with those boss's orders.
Most definitely. That Raikou is in the active here for Lewis. And there's still only a single energy on the field, that capture energy, and there's no Archeops on the board yet for Lewis either. And is that just like 2 cards I see in the hand as
Yeah.
well?
It's not going well. 14 minutes has already passed. And if you want to earn 3 match points, I think we're going to have to scoop up some green cards soon.
I do like those sleeves though.
They're pretty good.
Like, it's kind of like lima bean sleeves or something like that. But yeah, no, that is a very good point. As you said at the beginning of this, Kyle, you got to play swift. You got to play quick because you want to win this, win it in.
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
Well, we'll see if any other cards could help out in this situation. Lugia at least is going to get down the Archeops and try to help out here.
Here we go.
But what else is going on in the rest of the hand now?
Our round 9 initial summoning star. Give it some hype there, Kyle. 2 Archeops, not 1 but 2 coming down onto the bench.
Yeah, I guess this kind of surprised me. The field kind of just erupted out of nowhere as we were looking at
True.
Almost nothing. And
Sure
enough,
cards.
the Lugia has come down. The energies are there, so certainly not out of this yet, but it's still going to be some treacherous footing as Raikou in the active isn't exactly the Pokemon that you want there, and there might be some passing of the turns if the rest of the hand isn't great.
Yeah, but we are going to see 2 Primal Turbos, and is that 3 powerful colorless energies and a V-Guard as well?
Has the double turbo to retreat here.
That's 3 powerful colorless energies here. That is
Yep.
That is a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's going to go ahead and deal 280 damage into this Mew VMAX.
And having that V-Guard too is nice.
Exactly. There is that choice belt on the other Mew VMAX. We have seen 2 double turbos on the side from Magnus.
Yeah.
1 used a hard retreat, but 1 already in the hand now. The problem is, I think we saw 2 power tablets used pretty early, and maybe we'd have to see a really lucky Silene or something to help out in this situation to get the additional damage amplifiers.
Yep, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of the Mew decks too are kind of cutting Silenes. Is it in the list?
It's in the hand.
Oh, it's in the hand.
It's
there
even better.
Yeah. Wow. There you go. You already have it.
Well, now it's about playing the hand down a little lower. If you do get lucky and are able to find 2 of them, you want to be able to draw into both of those in the same turn, likely. Not sure if that's a risk that Magnus is willing to go for at this stage, as you are asking a lot.
But here we go. We are going to see that free retreat pivot into the Mew VMAX that was on the bench. Of course, this is the one with the choice belt, so it is going to be additional damage there, which is, I mean, you're going to need all that you can get here, of course, when you have a double turbo energy and a V-Guard energy that you're facing off against as well. So.
Yep, it's right now we're up to 220. You're going to be need to get 2 of those power tablets to get to 280, and of course that third one to get through the V-Guard.
Need a heads. Oh,
that is
double
tough.
tails.
Yeah, at least 1 would have left the door open, as you have at least 1 more left in the deck, but not going to happen now.
All right, just going in with a Rotom Phone. That is a slim deck, let me just say. Of course, Rotom Phone can allow you to take one of the cards off those top 5 and put it at the top of the deck. I saw a bunch of Ultra Balls in there. That's about it.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't like the hand that you have now, maybe you can thin it down a little more. But
yeah,
we got to deal with this threat here, and I don't think that it can be removed in 1 shot anymore.
Ooh, and that's going to be, was that the Cram-O-Matic I saw, Kyle?
Could be. It'd be the 4th one, as we saw Cram throw away Cram earlier. And another Crams, and they were all tails.
I was about to say, Magnus saying, I can't get all tails, right? One's got to pop off.
We saw the double tails on the Silene as well. It's,
I know.
You know, if you're going to get the opener like this, you have to see the unlucky aspects eventually.
That is very true. Oh my goodness, here we go. Fusion Strike system for that single Cram-O-Matic that was placed on top with the Rotom Phone here from Magnus. Let's see if it is used.
Yeah, has a card like that, Boss's Orders, keeps looking around saying, well, I'm not going to be able to take down this Lugia? Do I have to just chip into it, or can I remove something relevant from play on the bench? But there's no other Vs in play. Usually you see Illuminion by this time, but they're all on the prize cards. So it kind of works out for Lewis in the spot that he drew so poorly.
That is very true, Kyle. That is very true. Looks like definitely mulling over a difficult decision here. I mean, this is a kind of an awkward spot to be in, that's for sure, for Magnus. And that's just going to be some chip damage.
That is so brutal here, leaving all of that damage on the benched Mew VMAX. And there's a Raikou in play. You could see that Pokemon be removed, get some relevant damage onto a Mew VMAX. Just depends if all the energies are available.
It's also just scary to be attacked and then leave the attacker still able to attack again. So, and then of course the Primal Turbos is just going to line up the bench and the other attackers, like you said, Kyle, with more energy. So you're just in a great spot if you still have all of your threats on board, being the Lugia player. And that is unfortunately how things turned out here. So we're seeing 3 Aurora energy being sought out of the deck here on Lewis's side. They are going to be attached from that Primal Turbo.
Yep, just thinking about cashing in right now on the Raikou, having that option. There of course, is a play where you just attack with the Lugia, maybe don't take the knockout, and then go for 6 prizes and try to close things out. It is a way where you can avoid your opponent using Psychic Leap to heal some of the damage, but it's also risky, as you know that your opponent could very easily just use a boss's orders on that Raikou after you do a play that obvious.
So we saw the manual attach of another powerful colorless energy because it just went straight into a research after that as well.
Yeah.
Fresh 7 cards here, and Raikou is joining us in the active position here with those 3 Aurora, which is going to be just enough to get that amazing shot.
Wow. And,
that's going to be an amazing shot too, Kyle.
It's going to be a very nice one, as this lines up so well here, going to be able to get some damage onto the Mew VMAX, which is easily going to be KO'd by that Lugia on the bench. And that just means that Magnus is going to be using Psychic Leap to try to help out in spots like this. And I don't even know if Psychic Leap is going to be enough to take knockouts at this stage with how many power tablets we've seen down.
Yeah, that is definitely rough for sure. We are seeing 3 prize cards now being taken by Lewis here. Magnus, of course, already have taken 2, so now behind in the prize cards and with a damaged Mew VMAX in the active spot here. It just seems like there's just one too many turns that have gone by and things have not gone Magnus's way.
Yep. Lewis has not been working with very much, but it was
just
enough every single turn to stick around here and just watch Magnus's deck crumble. He needed to get any of these flips to be in a spot where he just absolutely runs over Lewis in this situation and couldn't find any of them. And now we see Magnus considering a card like that Boss's Orders here, just going to avoid the Raikou. That's not the threat any longer.
Yeah. Absolutely, and we're going to see the boss to bring up what is the threat here, which of course is that Lugia V-Star with a bunch of powerful colorless energies attached as well. So here we go. We are going to see that Cram-O-Matic now. No, Kyle!
Oh, no, you have to be kidding.
No!
Well, it is very important that Magnus finds a path to the peak in this situation, as Radiant Charizard lines up very well here. So Magnus maybe is going to be okay with that last Cram-O-Matic missing, as long as he finds something here to help out.
Yes, absolutely. But we do have a lot of draw here down the line.
Well, he hasn't found it yet. Found the wrong stadium here with the Lost City.
You need to also be able to discard some cards out of hand to be able to draw more, so that's also pretty relevant as well. Of course, that double turbo is going to be one card thinned out of the hand here, placed onto the UV, but what else can we see be burned out of the hand? We're going to see a switch, of course, that allows you to still free retreat again from the MUV, and we're going to go back in with the Fusion Strike system. We got to see it, Kyle.
What? Still not there, but at least there's an Ultra Ball.
Is that 3 cards?
But if he uses Ultra Ball, then he decks out.
What is happening with the Mew VMAX curse today on stream? Oh my goodness.
And if you can't play the stadium because then you can't draw the you can't play the second stadium.
This
So
is like
is
the
just
most
going to have to hope
awkward.
there's no final Aurora energy here with the Radiant Charizard.
Honestly, I think you see it on Magnus's face
Or
here.
it,
Just
or
being
it just
like,
has to be
what?
the Psychic Leap here, of course.
Oh, true, yeah. Psychic Leap, at least that'll get some more cards into your deck. Oh my gosh, so just Psychic Leaping back into the deck, so not only the Pokemon, but all of the cards attached to it go straight back into the deck.
Yeah.
Very similar to that Luminion that we haven't seen because it's locked in the prize cards. Although, Lewis should have taken maybe one by this point,
I would hope so.
right?
Yeah, I think
They
they
were
were
both
both the
mid,
middle, so
yeah.
he should have at least one here. And would that be like the first supporter we've seen from Lewis?
Yo, true.
I feel like
No,
it's-
there was a research. There
Okay,
was
good.
research. That's so funny. All right, so jumping over to Lewis's turn here, Evolution Incense. Looking at pretty much the entire rest of the deck here in kind of one swoop. Of course, as you see there, Magnus down to 2 prize cards left. Lewis sitting at 3 prize cards left still to take. So what is the route that we're going to see here, Kyle, for Lewis?
Well, there's one Mew V in play, so if you can remove that, you're in a great spot.
And there's a boss.
That's a boss's orders, and that's an Aurora energy. So I feel like Radiant Charizard, when it doesn't see a path to the peak, is in a very strong position.
Oh, we get to see the secret rare Rangaroo. I feel like we never see that artwork, and it's my favorite, so that's awesome.
All
All right, here we go. Taking out that Mew V, going down to only 1 prize card left there on Lewis's side, but Magnus still has a turn to respond, but there's just Genesect.
Yeah, this is not where you want to be. Has the
Oh,
Mew
no.
has spent over half of the time in this match almost setting up a victory, but Lewis has just stayed around, found the right
Yeah,
cards, and
that's gonna
that's
be the
going to be
smooth.
game number 1.
Yep, that is game number 1. We're going to be hopping into a game 2, of course, between both of these players. But yeah, that was just a series of events there, Kyle. That is
Yeah, I mean, if you're following and you look at the ticker of the percentile of that matchup,
Yeah.
I think Lewis was at a good 3% at one point, and then just had the perfect turn, exactly what he needed to stay in the game, and just every single tails from that point on Magnus's side just moved it ever so slightly in Lewis's favor.
Yeah, absolutely. It must be the coordination of the matching shirt and sleeves.
Oh, you know what?
That's the
I
buff.
really hope he
That's
got
the
to
buff.
pick. Because that was a very nice choice there.
Yeah, for sure. Team Lima Bean over there. Let's go. Yep, Magnus just doing absolutely everything that he could in that match. I mean, even promoting, you know, the cool-looking Genesect, the breakdancing one there at the end there. But yeah, no, there was nothing that Magnus was doing in that turn, that's for sure. And there's only 23 minutes left on the clock here as well. So we need to start playing quick here, Kyle, if we're going to see a conclusion to this matchup, this round 9.
That's right. This is the last chance to get into the big dance, day number 2 here in Oceania, and we'll see if the prize cards have anything to do with this game as they did last time.
Oh my god.
Double Archeops.
Oh my gosh.
Double boss!
Oh my gosh.
Magnus,
Yeah, does too.
Magnus only plays 2 boss!
Oh no.
This is not okay.
Oh no. No. All right. Well, we'll see how this plays out, I suppose.
Well, that is definitely going to be an eye-opening experience for our players, and we'll see if that affects Lewis. Of course, having the Archeops, having 2 there means it's probably harder to find them, but if you do...
Yeah, but there's still more, at least.
Yes, there's options. You don't find any more bosses if you're Magnus. You're going to be attacking the active, and hope you enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely. So we will see if Magnus does pinpoint that. I mean, I'm sure you only play 2 in the deck, so I'm sure that is a card you're searching for on earlier deck searches to see what sort of options you have later down the line. So I think it'll be noticed pretty quickly, but ooh, Kyle,
Yeah.
here we go.
Can't forget about the Aerodactyl V-Star going first in this matchup, having this Pokemon in play, and just trying to draw now. This is the tricky part because you don't get to draw nearly as many cards when you start to bring in that Aerodactyl.
Yeah, it is. It's got to be a bold, confident decision in the very early game. I mean, really first turn there, because you need to be able to lock it up real quick. But that's what Magnus is going to do to maybe turn the tides in this game too. Over here on Lewis's side, of course, we start that beautiful Oranguru right there, and an Evolution Incense. What we're seeing off screen right now is Lewis just going through the deck and making sure to keep track of every important line of cards as well, doing the same exact thing, just mapping out potential strategies down the line. But of course, that Archeops is going to come out from the Evolution Incense, jumping straight back to get another Evolution Pokemon as well.
Yeah, I mean, who cares if you prize 2 Archeops if you just have
You
2 in
sure
hand?
do, yeah.
that's going to be pretty strong there, and hopefully there is some supporter to go along with this. Get these Pokemon into the discard pile very early, and I mean, it looks scary on the other side when you see that Aerodactyl V, but there's no guarantees that you that are going to lock out with the Ancient Star.
Absolutely, we are going to see the Primate Wisdom being used here on Lewis's side. And then we are going to see a Snorlax hit the bench here with that powerful energy.
No Lugia?
Oh, no.
Lewis!
I thought there was one in hands. Maybe it was the Snorlax I was seeing. What?
Oh, you have to be kidding. And Magnus's answer is to just judge or play a bunch of power tablets. This is not okay.
Tabs. Oh, my gosh.
He doesn't want to do it. He's got to.
Oh no! We are going to see the judge here from Magnus. So both of these players shuffling up their hands, and they're going to draw into 4 cards. Wow.
Well, even if Aerodactyl V-Star doesn't get played, 2 Evolution Incense were used, and no Archeops were in the discard pile.
Oh my gosh. That is absolutely wild. And that's even worse, too, because the other ones are in the prize cards.
How do you find them?
Yeah, so you now are just struggling.
No way. Found the Aerodactyl V-Star with the
Off
Mew
the judge?
and the Quick Ball. Gonna be able to draw 4 cards now.
This is great. Oh, no. What am I looking at, Kyle?
This is exactly how we drew it up here in the last round. Magnus trying to stay around in this tournament with just 19 minutes left. Going to try to lock things out here with the Ancient Star. Needs to find that double turbo energy, not in the first 4.
Yep, of course, that Ancient Star would eliminate all abilities except for that Aerodactyl.
Okay, Magnus. Yep, just has the Quick Ball. Going to go for all 5 now on the bench here and has 2 more opportunities to draw into this double turbo.
This is getting down to the wire here, Kyle.
Well, if you're going to miss all your coin flips, maybe the top of your deck will help out. One more chance. Not there yet. One last opportunity with this Genesect V. And it's the same situation of, hey, throw down some power tablets. I'm sure you'll find it this time.
Yeah, you still have to thin so many resources. Oh my gosh, so we're going to see the 2 power tabs hit the discard pile anyway, just to get those cards out of hand to be able to draw again.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, please. No.
Still doesn't find it, but we're not in desperation mode yet, as there's no Lugia.
There's literally an Oranguru.
Unless Lewis throws down to Thornton, I don't think we're in any issues right here.
That is very true. That is very true. Oh my gosh, but still sitting on Magnus's side, all of these resources have been burned through to just get what you need, and you just don't get there, and that always hurts to see. And we're back over onto Lewis's side now. That's that Oranguru popping off quick there with that Primate Wisdom. The first move that Lewis makes, of course, we are working off of a fresh judge. Evolution Incense was burned for pretty much no reason, because now those Archeops are back into the deck, which is so unfortunate. V-Guard energy going to be manually attached to the Lugia V on bench, and we're going to go back into the deck here with the Quick Ball, discarding a Lugia V-Star. So we have a Lugia V now. Step 1, I suppose.
Very nice.
Very
we have a Luminion, hopefully.
Yes, we
for
do have
supporters.
a fish as well.
They're not all prized this time, so if you want to continue to play Pokemon, that's your prerogative.
Traded the Luminion for the Archeops.
Wow.
Which would you rather choose, I suppose?
And look at this, playing down the Radiant Charizard, so understandably so, thinking, well, I'm probably not going to get down all of these Archeops anyways.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and get some good Pokemon. I'm going to need this single prize attacker with potentially 1 energy later on down the road.
Yep, so that is only going to leave space for 1 Archeops on the field as of now here.
Oh, still would have to wait
I
one
mean, yeah,
additional turn.
you can't even evolve
St-
because the Lugia came down this
You
turn.
still have to wait for Ancient Power.
Yeah, maybe a slot
Okay.
opens up if if Magnus is able to take out a knock here
Yeah,
or take a knockout.
Ancient Star definitely on everyone's mind here. If that is used, that means this is a very difficult game
Yeah,
to come
that.
back from.
Yeah, that's tough. That's just tough to look at, honestly.
Well, Lewis
But
is going to
Magnus
do
has to
everything.
get there too, so
Yeah, Lewis is going to try everything at this stage to get there.
yeah.
Not much else you can really do this turn. Got the energy down onto the Lugia. And you're just hoping that you get one opportunity to get one of these Archeops down and maybe play some cards.
There is well, just under 16 minutes left on the clock for both of our players here as well. Plus, if it does go to time, an additional 3 turns. So we still have a lot of game here to be played, but so we're gonna see how quickly that things change if we see some locking here. Oh, another Lugia V
Wow.
is gonna come down there on Lewis's side, so that is every single bench spot now being taken up by a Pokemon on Lewis's side, and we are now back over to Magnus.
Lewis is comfortable playing against the Aerodactyl right now. And
Yeah.
understand Ancient Star is probably going to occur this turn. Although every single card that we've seen drawn from Magnus says otherwise.
I was about to say, don't speak too soon, Kyle.
There is another Cramomatic in the hand too. We could
Okay,
see
let's
the
go.
15th Tails.
I was about to say, are we going to see our first heads? Here we go.
This is big.
Oh
What?
my gosh, Kyle.
Stop.
No way. I am so sorry, Magnus, if you're watching this back. I'm sorry. That
Finds
is tough.
Another Cramomatic off the Rotom phones. One of these is going to work.
One day. Hey, I mean, this is Mew VMAX players, so they just believe in it and they roll with it. So they accept that RNG, you know?
Well, gonna give it one more shot here. Draw into a few more cards. We've already seen 2 Genesix used, so this is the final attempt.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta leave it up to fate.
Wondered if using the power tablet was correct there. Thinking about it, says, I'll win anyways if I Ancient Star, right? No,
Yeah. Oh,
it's tough.
just debating it. It's
Yep.
so hard. I know there's already so many power tabs already in the discard, but I mean, what's another one, I guess?
Yep, you already have the choice belt down, so if you're just gonna be working on Lugias, it's okay.
Ooh, not gonna play it though, and we're oh my gosh, are we gonna see another Cramomatic?
One last
Here we go.
chance.
Magnus. Oh!
Gets it when it counts.
Yes.
Oh, hey, there you are. And you. All these pesky energies.
That have been avoiding me this entire game. Absolutely, that is rough. So here we go. We finally got that heads.
Well, let's go ahead and paint a picture.
Ancient
the
Star.
Aerodactyl's Ancient Star,
Has
of
just
course,
been activated.
is it's only in effect, of course, while this Pokemon is in play.
Yes.
There are no bosses in Magnus's deck. They're all in his prize cards.
That is very true.
So, if Lewis just gets a bunch of energies and powerful energies onto a Lugia V-Star, he could just probably knock this thing out or boss his orders and knock it out, and then he has his summoning star back.
Oh no.
So,
yeah, that's very true.
There is a world where Lewis isn't completely done with summoning star,
Yep.
but it only is in the niche scenario where your opponent just doesn't have boss's orders.
And that's exactly what we found
Yeah,
ourselves in right now.
Of course we do.
We always get exciting round 9s, and this is definitely playing out to be such an exciting game here. So we are back over on Lewis's side of the field, and here we go. We're seeing the manual attachments of the energy. There's no Archeops anywhere in sight, of course. Choice Belt's gonna come down.
That's nice, yeah. Of course, any damage amplifier to help out to reach that 260 is going to be nice.
Yeah.
It's going to be a slow grind finding all the energies. But of course, Lugia does play upwards of 16 energies in their list, so
Yeah.
you should be able to find those. And I think he got some time here as Magnus still hasn't taken a prize card.
Absolutely, but that was the last card played before a Marnie as well, so both players shuffled their hands, put it at the bottom, drew some more cards here, and we're already back over onto Magnus's side, hopping into that lost vacuum here, getting rid of that choice belt. Ah, short-lived.
We're back to the powerful plan, which is a
Yeah.
lot trickier. You have to find those exact cards. You can't search those out, of course, and it's not nearly as fun.
No, yeah. It's tough too when you play it down and then it immediately just gets whacked. So that's unfortunate, but here we go. Magnus going to go with an escape rope. Of course, Lewis chooses who to promote first off of this escape rope. Magnus, of course, going into that Mew VMAX, fully prepared, armed with a belt. And we're going to go into a fusion strike system off that Genesect V.
Yep, just continuing to draw into more cards that help draw more cards as the Ultra Balls come down there. Looks like we've got 10 cards to work with, so at least 10 more turns to hopefully take some prize cards, but gonna have to move very quickly as we see that there's less than 11 minutes left on the clock. Magnus needing to win 2 games. That's gonna be a lot to ask.
Yeah, that is for sure a lot to ask. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens here in this game. I just feel like things have been so unfortunate for Magnus, but here we go. We're still grinding through these turns.
That's what happens when you play these flip cards, but of course they're so important to the list. They just make so much sense.
Yeah.
They help get rid of these cards like those battle VIP passes, just all these additional trainers that clog up your hand, and you just hope to hit a few along the way, and it's just not happening right now.
Yep, but Magnus is going to go down a prize card there, taking that knockout on the Radiant Charizard, so that is officially out of play as for now. And that Oranguru is being promoted into the active position. Quick balling away at the Stoutland V, going back into the deck here.
Yep, once more just promoting a Pokemon that you don't care about too much. You're just
Do you
gonna...
think losing the Radiant Charizard is like kind of rough?
It could be. It could be a nice way to continue to draw
Close
into
out
some.
some.
Yeah, but honestly, just setting up that Lugia has to be the main goal here, and
Yeah.
we'll work on the rest of it when we get there.
True.
There could also be a world where you're just trying to take 3 V knockouts.
Yeah, exactly.
With 2 with the Lugia and 1 with whichever cleanup Pokemon you can find there. Even Snorlax could get the job done with that powerful energy on a Genesect. So we could definitely see that route there, but it's all going to start with the eventual knockout on a Pokemon like that Aerodactyl V-Star.
Yeah, that's definitely going to need to happen, that's for sure.
Well, powerful energy would be huge here, and it is in the hand, so at least gets to get that down this turn, and has to play some very slow Pokemon here, but I guess that's enough.
I actually didn't even notice that too. The Radiant Charizard actually goes into the Lost City, or sorry, into the Lost Zone off of the Lost City.
Yeah, he gone.
Yeah, real gone here now. All right, here we go. Ooh, it's going to be the Capture Energy, though. Searching out another Pokemon from the deck, but of course, Lewis just shuffling up, choosing to fail it.
All right, so
So
that
no
means
powerfuls.
different game plan, but
Yeah.
it still could be the same prize map, just going after Genesects instead, though.
Yeah.
Working in, you could probably get 2 attacks off with that Lugia V-Star, as you've seen your opponent throw away every powerful tablet known to man, gone, and
Yeah.
then you just have to use that Snorlax to try to help out here. We'll see if that is an option, but Magnus is going to play very quickly here, switching in that Mew, of course, going to reset that Technoblast and take that quick knockout.
Yep, that's an important part of the deck for sure. You can't Technoblast 2 times in a row, but that free retreat is quite nice on the Mew VMAX. Plays in very well to this strategy. And Magnus is going to be taking another prize card, knocking out the beautiful Oranguru, going straight to the discard pile. And we are back over to Lewis. Manaphy in the active now.
Yeah, once more, the single prize Pokemon that finds its way into the active spot.
Somehow, yeah.
It keeps happening, but the Bird Keeper means that we will see this Lugia promoted, but you're gonna attack into Mew VMAX, and that doesn't line up the best. But you have to just keep doing what you can do.
That's very true. Get some damage down at least, I suppose. We are so many turns into this game so far. So damage is nice, Kyle. I'll say that.
Yeah, absolutely. When you don't have Summoning Star and you can't get energies accelerated,
exactly.
just attacking the pink thing seems really cool.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're just gonna see a scoop up here on Lewis's side of things. And honestly, I think that might be a pretty good call because that was going relatively slow, and you don't know what is going to happen in a game 3.
I mean, it's a great call. I just wish that it happened
A
8
long
minutes
time
ago.
ago, yeah, I
Because
agree.
we are watching a match that can take a lot of time. Of course, there are V Pokemon, so the +3 turns are so crucial. If
Yeah,
both
that's
of these
true.
players have a nice big setup and can play through it very quickly, we could see a resolution to this match, but we're asking for a lot here.
That's what we hope for, Kyle. Hopefully you didn't curse our round 9. Come on, Kyle.
I mean, I think just history in general has cursed our round 9.
That's so true, yeah.
This happens way too often. But sure enough, when you're working with 50 minutes, that's gonna happen sometimes.
No, most definitely. There's so much shuffling involved. There's so much searching involved. And that's just really the name of the game with Pokemon TCG. But hey, we're all Pokemon lovers here. We're here for the action, and both of these players have been giving us an absolutely wonky game. I'll just say that. It's been fun.
To no fault of their own as
Exactly,
well. They've been working
yes.
with what they've got. Magnus has seen one heads this entire match,
I
which
know.
is so unrealistic, and Lewis has drawn out of the craziest scenarios so far. So excellent games that we've seen from these players, and I'd love to see this come to a conclusion here. Of course, though, gonna have a mulligan to start things off and burn another 30 seconds.
No. Oh, at least in the prize cards here, we don't see 2 bosses orders this time, Kyle. That's a plus.
Yeah, you can work with these, and at least we'll have Pokemon to attack with and energies to place. So,
And who needs the Cramomatics anyway? They don't hit heads, so whatever.
right? It's just a blank card text over there.
All right, let's see what the prize cards end up being for Lewis. If we can get a basic Pokemon out there on the fields, that is going to be 1 mulligan there on Magnus's side. But here we go, prize cards down for Lewis.
This 1/1 Lugia, always, and sure enough, that Radiant Charizard once more.
Can't avoid the Pokemon being the prizes for Lewis, unfortunately.
But not too bad. Should have enough to play some Pokemon here.
Yes, it's going to be a nice, clean game here, Kyle. We are going into our game number 3. Here we go.
It's going to be the Manaphy start here from Lewis, and there are some other options. We see that Snorlax, and you got to be kidding me. There's no Lugia in game 3.
Are you serious, Kyle? No way. What am I watching? We are just passing. I feel like this has been Lewis's start every single game.
Well,
Except this time, there's no energy.
This is wild, because in this scenario, in every other game, Magnus would just play down the Aerodactyl and say, oh, I'm going to win. There's just no way. Most of my opponents just concede. But he has to take prizes. So he's got to pretend those cards aren't in his deck and just play aggressively from this point forward.
That is very true. Just take these knockouts when you can. And we're starting off with the quick ball here, discarding that Lost City on Magnus's side, getting all the Genesects out here, opting for the cool one. There's an Ultra Ball still in hand, discarding a Mew VMAX.
Yep, there is 1 in the prize card,
Yeah,
so that is
true.
also something important to watch out for. But
how many are in deck, though?
they assume that we're playing 4-3, and
I mean,
yeah,
our last
yep, we
ones
are.
have been like 2. Oh, okay, 4-3.
Yep.
All right, cool. So there should be 1 left after this in the deck. So still options, We're safe.
There's Silene as well, so it's not the end of the road.
Got some recovery unless you hit 2 tails.
Wait, yeah, what am I saying? Silene, that doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, wow, there's a lot of cards that were just played. Power Tablet hitting the discard. Magnus is seeing kind of the same pattern here, just having to throw those power tabs out there into the wilderness to get what he needs to get for these follow-up turns here. We're going to see that first Fusion Strike system into an escape rope. Snorlax being the only option on Lewis's side. Genesect coming up. Quick switch here. Nice sequencing. And now down to a 0 card hand here for Magnus, drawing into a total of 4 new cards for each Fusion Strike Pokemon on the board. And here we go. That's a nice little battle VIP pass.
Yep, has the second one in hand too. Probably just going to play it and fail it and then play the Genesect from hand just to get additional cards down. I don't think you need the third Mew. Oh, actually going to go with the Aerodactyl. I'm wondering if the gentleman's agreement is in play then. As nice as this is, it doesn't really work with the prize cards that you're going to need to take.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what would you even be measuring here? Like board state?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't use Summoning Star, I'm probably winning, right? So
True. Yeah.
we'll have to see. But obviously, this is the typical board that you would go for in this
Yes.
matchup, especially when you don't see that Lugia opener.
Yep, and that is the third Fusion Strike system. Just going to quick pivot out of the active there for turn for Magnus, and we're back over to Lewis. Let's see if Lewis can get some cards here. It is going to be a Marnie, so having to shuffle those cards to the bottom of the deck, but hey, at least that's some cards you can use. Hopefully, I'm not going to speak too soon.
Yeah.
5 cards for Lewis, 4 for Magnus. All cards that were in hand for Magnus, of course, on the bottom of the deck as well, off the Marnie.
Just want to see Lugia. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
We're not asking for much here. There is a minute left on the clock. Just give us a Lugia, and maybe we have some hopes that we can follow out as we do see the capture energy as well. That's going to grab another Pokemon here to place on the bench. But we're getting to that spot once more where you play down a lot of these Pokemon, and you're already giving up on Summoning Star, basically.
Yeah, unfortunately. That is how the cookie crumbles here, but still playing out this turn, of course, on Lewis's side. Lots of actions to be done depending on what's in the hand. Of course, we always have Primate Wisdom, which is nice.
It looks like there is another Lugia once more. And yep,
Ooh, there you go.
It says this is not going to be a Summoning Star game, probably. I understand what we're working with here.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a pass of the turn now with under 30 seconds left remaining.
Oh my gosh. And that's always important too, where the first turn, or I guess turn 0, will lie between these players, because it's going to go 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
So one person will get technically an extra additional turn.
We do see Rotom find that Ultra Ball, which will be able to grab the Aerodactyl V-Star for your treat already there. So Ancient, that power going to line up so well.
Yeah, we do have the double turbo this time as well, which is nice. Definitely need that too.
Yep.
Here we go. Getting the coin there to make sure we mark that Genesect V has been used for that Fusion Strike system. Going in here with the Ultra Ball, and there we go. Here we have it, Kyle. Aerodactyl V-Star coming out for the second time in this round 9. And we're going to see that Ancient Star V-Star power, which is going to lock abilities on Lewis's side until that Aerodactyl V-Star is eliminated from the board.
Yep, and I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Lewis once more in this spot. The capture energy on Lugia is the only thing happening here. Big Snorlax stuck in the active and a low hand size. Just going to see the writing on the wall here, basically, but it's for both of these players. As we're in time, no prize cards have been taken.
Yeah.
And,
of course, I will clarify, it does lock Pokemon V abilities.
Right.
So, of course, that Oranguru can still be used.
Yep, those are the big ones to look out for with this deck. If you're not able to use the Summoning Star, then
yeah, that's
you
pretty
don't
much
get to
the
use the
major
importance of
yeah.
ability.
Exactly. Still definitely want to mention it, though, so there's no confusions here.
Yep.
That monkey can pop off.
To see the judge playing down that pip there, signifying that this is turn 1 for Lewis here.
All right, so we're into our turns here in our round 9 match. Turn 1 for Lewis. That means we should be on turn 2 then, here on Magnus's side.
Can I concede? Yep. And we'll
Oh, I think I just heard, can I concede from Lewis, actually. Did you hear that, Kyle?
Yeah, I heard concede. So I'm sure we'll get some word here from the judge at the table to understand what exactly happened in this spot. I'm assuming that we did have a gentleman's agreement, and that is going to be the case as Magnus Pedersen locks out game number 3 and is going to be our winner here, moving into day number 2.
Wow, what a champ there. Lewis just conceding the game to Magnus. Magnus, honestly, earning their way into this day 2, because that was absolutely brutal to watch on Magnus's part. Oh my goodness, having to work for that day 2. And you got to think too, this is round 9, which means Magnus has probably been through this the entire day and is finally rewarded with a day 2 spot.
Yeah, those coin flips were a statistical anomaly. I don't understand how that happens, and sure enough, we watched it happen over and over again. But honestly, that's just a testament to how great Magnus is, because he kept his composure and continued to move through there. And did exactly what he needed to close out there, and that's exactly what we're looking for in that last round.
You know, I hope that's not how the other games were playing out for Magnus. That is for sure. But, you know, having a good enough record there to head into day 2, so that is a huge achievement. Now you just have to go back and prepare for another very long day of Pokemon and wrap up really as many points as championship points as you can get from this international championship.
Yeah, has a great opportunity to continue on here. Going to have a long road ahead in day number 2, but we've seen a lot of these Mew decks continue to have success, although I don't understand it, and maybe he will be one of those that pushes forward and has a spot in the top 8, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to know until we see what plays out tomorrow, which I am even more excited for. You know, our day 1 is always nice because you get the jitters out, you get to see what's in the field, you get to see the percentages, hop into all of these fun matches as well. But really, our day 2 is when things start to get dwindled down and our players truly start to shine. We get to see some of those incredible plays that happen in our day 2. I think it's going to be one of the most exciting day 2s. I'm just going to predict it now, Kyle, that we've had in a while.
I 100% agree with you. The field that we have is absolutely stacked, and there's a lot of cool decks that we've seen that we're having success there. A lot of great players. That we don't have an undefeated player in this as well, so a lot of players going to be working for those 3 match points throughout the entirety of all of those rounds in day 2. So that's going to be very exciting to see. And also, I don't think we're going to run into that bubble situation that we've been running into at all the regional events, as this is going to be a smaller conversion rate with just the 526 players I believe we had in the Masters division.
Yeah, there we go. And then, of course, all of that leads into our championship Sunday as well. That Ross mentioned earlier, you know, it's not only the Pokemon TCG that we have our other games being featured as well. But a really great thing to say, too, is that we are going to see our juniors and our seniors get to shine on Championship Sunday, too, which, you know, we very rarely get to feature. So that's always a treat as well, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only way that players saw a lot of great names for a while.